everyone, my name is Vivian A. Bapera, this group's leader. Together with my members, Ms. Calendacion, Ms. Laroya, Mr. Opalda, and Ms. Rojas, we'll be presenting to you our study entitled The Effects of Digital Tools on the Productivity of the Students of Aurora State College of Technology. In this modern era, the use of digital tools has had a huge impact on everyone, specifically students. As soon as technology was introduced, digital tools emerged and became one of the many reasons why technology has become so powerful. When we say digital tools, we mean tools that can help anyone accomplish tasks quickly. According to the IGI Global Dictionary, digital tools are programs, apps, or other softwares available on a digital device. These tools can be used online or can be downloaded by anyone, depending on what is convenient for them. Canva, word processing document, presentation software, spreadsheet, and search engines like Google and Bing are examples of these tools that actually play a huge role in the education sector. Social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are also digital tools that focus mainly on communication, engagement, and entertainment. We entered this modern era, our lives seem to be so productive and peaceful. In fact, during these times, there's no other reason for students to study less and become unproductive because there's no other thing that could interrupt them. During class activities, students would use and provide their own materials that they would use to present their reports in front of the class. They manually write the content of their reports and exert efforts to design them to make them presentable and readable. As we embrace the modern era, technological advancement make everything done in an instant. With the help of technology, there are now digital tools that can help students do the things that they need to accomplish more efficiently, conveniently, and creatively. Learn these tools' positive contributions to students' work is most especially in their productivity. We as users must also be aware of their negative impacts and limitations because at some point we overuse them and exceed the limitations. It is true that these tools help us accomplish tasks very quickly, but we must also know that it doesn't make us productive and creative. Doing several tasks and relying on templates does not let our creativity get out of our minds and reflect on our work. As researchers, this study is helpful in guiding and helping not just the students but also the educators to know and identify the positive and negative effects of using digital tools on the productivity of their students.
For the statement of the problem, this study aims to determine and answer the following general question. What are the effects of digital tools on the productivity of ASCOT students? Specifically, this study further aims to know the positive and negative effect of digital tools on the productivity of ASCOT students. For the significance of the study, the importance of this study is to determine the positive and negative effect of the existing digital tools on the productivity of ASCOT students. To the student, this study will assist them in reflecting on and recognize the positive and the negative effect of using digital tools as well as their reliance on templates for PowerPoint, poster, and other digitally work on their productivity as a student. To teachers, this study will help them to know the positive and negative effect of digital tools on the work and output of the student. The finding of this study will help them to easily identify what is organic and what is not in the output of the student. To the future researcher, this study will be beneficial to them, can actually serve as their starting point for further study about the positive and negative impact of technology on the productivity of other groups. For the scope and delimitation of the study, this study focuses on the positive and negative effect of digital tools on the productivity of ASCOT students. The respondents of this study were composed of 35 randomly selected students in all year level and courses at Aurora State College of Technology. This study was limited to determine the positive and negative impact of digital tools on ASCOT student productivity. It also includes study that would be beneficial to everyone.
For For the method used, the researcher used a quantitative research method, which is an online survey that they distributed through the use of social media platforms such as Facebook and Messenger. Researchers chose 35 random students from 7 departments of Aurora State College of Technology. Number of students respondents per department was equally distributed. This method has proven to be effective in gathering significant data needed for this study. For the local of the study, this study was conducted online with the use of Google Forms with the students of Aurora State College of Technology serving as the respondent. This study involves the online distribution of questionnaires which were answered by 35 randomly selected students from different departments of ASCOT. For the respondents of the study, the population of the study is the students of Aurora State College of Technology during the school year 2021 to 2022. There are 7 departments in ASCOT, which are the Department of Arts and Sciences, Agriculture and Aquatic Sciences, Education, Engineering, Forestry and Environmental Sciences, Information Technology and Industrial Technology. 5 randomly selected students per department were chosen as respondents for the conduct of this study. For the sampling method used, the sample size of the respondents was determined per department using cluster sampling. Cluster sampling is defined as a sampling method where our researchers create multiple clusters of people from a population where they are indicative of homogeneous characteristics and have an equal chance of being a part of the sample. Researchers then select random groups with a simple random or systematic random sampling technique for data collection and data analysis. Since this study is concerned with the effect of digital tools on Aurora State of Technology's student productivity. This method because the sample will reflect the characteristics of the larger population. This study will have good external validity for both the researchers and user.
For research instrument, the conductor of this study will use an online survey as the instrument to gather data. Through a social media platform, researchers will give out corresponding links for the questionnaires to randomly selected 35 students of Aurora State College of Technology. The group shall explain the purpose and mechanics of the survey for the respondent to understand its context to avoid misconduct of the research. The questionnaire will be diverged into 2 parts. The first part will be where the respondent profiles such as name, age, sex, year, and course. The second part is where the question that shall be answered by the respondent using the following rating scales, from highest to lowest. 5 for strongly agree, 4 for agree, 3 neither agree nor disagree, 2 for disagree, and 1 for strongly disagree. For data gathering procedure, prior to the actual data collection process, the researcher were given individually a task to survey 5 random students from the department they are assigned to. The researchers also made a data privacy consent to ensure the respondents that their personal data that they will give the researcher will not leak and be protected from others. For each statement given in the descriptive statistic, precisely determine the mean. Weighted mean was used. The weighted mean was measured through this given method. Weighted mean equals fx multiplied by w over n. The given formula above was used to calculate the weighted mean in each statement to find out how influential the given statement is. The following are the criteria used in computing the weighted mean. Scale of 5, range of 4.6 to 5.4, verbal interpretation extremely influential. Scale of 4, range of 3.7 to 4.5, verbal interpretation mildly influential. Scale of 3, range of 2.8 to 3.6. Verbal interpretation, somewhat influential. Scale of 2, range of 1.9 to 2.7. Verbal interpretation, slightly influential. Scale of 1, range of 1 to 1.8. Verbal interpretation, not at all influential.
For Chapter 3, the presentation, analysis, and interpretation of data. This part explains how influential the given positive and negative effects are in the productivity of ASCOT students in all year level and courses. For positive effects of digital tools on productivity of ASCOT students, Table 2 shows the positive statements that affect the productivity of ASCOT students. The first statement, which says digital tools make it easier for me to do a task, gain a weighted mean of 4.43, which falls under the moderately influential remark. For the second statement, which says digital tool help me accomplish tasks quickly, it gained a weighted mean of 4.23, which falls under the moderately influential remark. The third statement is also moderately influential when it comes to how digital tools motivate students to do more tasks. It received a 3.91 weighted mean. Another moderately influential statement is statement number 4, which says digital tools help me apply my imagination at school. It gained a weighted mean of 4.11. Also falling under the moderately influential remarks is statement number 5, which says digital tools help me enhance my creativity. When it comes to time management, it appears that digital tools are pretty useful, especially when students have a hectic timetable at school. It gained a weighted mean of 4.26. Also, the results revealed that the presence of digital tools helps students with their respective studies. In addition to statement number 3, students became more motivated whenever they use digital tools for studying. It falls under the remarks of moderately influential with a weighted mean of 3.8. When we talk about the contributions of digital tools in communications, it shows that these tools are helpful in bringing students together despite their geographical differences. For the last statements under the positive effects of digital tools, it shows that digital tools help students visualize their ideas. This statement gained a weighted mean of 4.23 and falls under the moderately influential remark. The grand mean for the statements under the positive effects of digital tools on the ASCOT students' productivity was 4.17, which falls under the category of moderately influential. The results showed that students are all aware of the positive contributions of digital tools in their studies. The results can be supported by the study conducted by the Pan World Education. According to them, learning tools and technology enable students to develop effective self-directed learning skills. With the help of this tool, students could identify what they needed to know using the online sources. They can also easily apply the knowledge they gain and can even help them evaluate their skills and capabilities using the tests that these tools provide, which helps them increase their efficiency and productivity. For the negative effects of digital tools, Table 3 shows the negative statements that affect the productivity of ASCOT students. The first statement for this part, which says digital tools made me too reliant on reduced template, gained a weighted mean of 3.6, which falls under the somewhat influential remark. Somewhat influential remark is what the second statement gained from the student respondent. The statement says that using digital tools made me too dependent on them. It receives a weighted mean of 3.49. When it comes to creativity, the third statement, which says using ready-to-use templates made me less creative, gained a somewhat influential remark. It receives a weighted mean of 3.37. The fourth statement, which says digital tools make me less productive, gained a somewhat influential remark due to its weighted mean of 3.37. We talk about them having a hard time utilizing these tools, it receives a weighted mean of 4.17, which falls under the moderately influential remarks. For the statement, digital tools have a bad effect on me when I overuse them, gain a weighted mean of 3.49 and fall under the remarks of somewhat influential. With the convenience that these tools have, it might cause overwork. And based on the data we gathered for the statement, digital tools can cause overwork, we receive a weighted mean of 3.26, which falls under the somewhat influential remark. Also falling under the somewhat influential remarks is the statement which says digital tools removes me from the opportunities of socialization. It garnered a weighted mean of 3.37. In addition to statement number 3, the statement which says digital tools discourage creativity, it gained a somewhat influential remark with a weighted mean of 2.83. For the last statement for this section of the study, a statement which says digital tools can foster cheating, it gained a weighted mean of 3.6, which falls under the somewhat influential remarks. The grand mean for the statements under the negative effects of digital tools on the Ascot students' productivity was 3.45, which falls under the category of somewhat influential. The results showed that the negative effects of the presence of digital tools somewhat affect their studies, especially their school performance and productivity. The results can be supported by the study conducted by Pratik Sarkar. It says that overdependence on technology has led to a student loss in creativity and the ability to think and form opinions, as a huge source of information is available at the click of a finger. They simply use Google to finish their projects and assignments, which are also submitted with a click of a button. With the availability of these tools and making them accessible to everyone, it can affect the productivity of students. For the summary of results on the positive and negative effects of digital tools on Ascot students' productivity, Table 4 summarizes results on both the positive and negative effects of digital tools on Ascot students' productivity. Based on the calculated weighted mean of the two, positive statements fall under the moderately influential remarks, having a weighted mean of 4.17, while on the other hand, negative statements garnered a 3.45 weighted mean and fall under the somewhat influential remarks. The results of this study can also be observed in the study conducted by Kevin C. Cosby. According to him, the evidence in his paper shows that technology has a positive effect on student learning expectations and outcomes. Evidence also shows that technology integration is becoming more common in public and private schools. Technology integration is shown to be effective in all age groups and is also shown to be helpful for students with special learning needs. He also enumerates the benefits of using digital tools in studying, which are: it increases student motivation, it increases student engagement, it increases student collaboration, it increases hands-on learning opportunities, it allows students to learn at all levels, it increases confidence in students, and it increases technology skills. A study conducted by Beitak, Tarman, and Ayas also found out that most students believe that their learning is improved by integrating technology associated with digital tools into the classroom curriculum. On the other hand, despite gaining a much lower weighted mean, the downside of digital tools does still have a minimal influence on the productivity of Ascot students, but not as influential as that of the positive statement.
This study aims to answer the following questions regarding the effects of using digital tools on the productivity of Ascot students as they create their respective output or work. Number 1. In general, what are the effects of digital tools on the productivity of Ascot students? Number 2. Specifically, what are the negative and positive effects of using digital tools on the productivity of Ascot students? The significant data in this research was gathered from 35 random students from different departments of ASCOT. Their answers are collected with the help of Google Forms. For the positive effects, the respondents agreed that by using digital tools, they could work on multiple projects simultaneously, thus producing more efficiently. It also helps them enhance their creativity by using different elements in designing, paraphrasing the sources gathered from online articles using digital tools. On the other hand, respondents agreed that the negative effects of using digital tools is that they foster cheating. Because of using digital tools, there are such things as presets or ready-to-use templates, where students can just add their content without going through the trouble of designing it. Details by details of using digital tools that can easily paraphrase the statement they got from online resources. According to the outcome of the gathered data, digital tools help with the efficiency of students in making their projects or works amidst their busy timetable at school, helping them create more and finish tasks faster and be productive at ease. Though on the other hand, using digital tools foster cheating, such as using presets or ready-to-use templates, using paraphrasing apps or websites where they can just easily copy and paste their desired articles for them to use in their papers. And most of all, it can subsidize tardiness and they would not need to employ much effort. Hence, the researchers conclude that the found negative effects have a little influence in terms of using digital tools, but still being aware of the factors that may affect the productivity of the students using digital tools, either big or small, is a must, therefore providing the significance of the study. Researchers humbly recommend that to lessen the negative effect and to strengthen the positive effects by using digital tools in producing one's work, one must still use their own creativity, exert effort in adding their own ideas and or paraphrase the resources they got from online articles as they use it on their work, retaining its originality, avoid cheating, plagiarism, and tardiness. And most of all, it can still enhance their creativity that can help them produce efficiently with a quality they can be proudly claim as their own. In addition, the conductor of this study recommend that students could lessen or control their time using digital tools that lessens their productivity by being distracted through the entertainment that some digital tools focal point such as FB, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Concludes our study about the effects of digital tools on the productivity of ASCOT students. On behalf of our group, we would like to thank you for your audience and God bless you all.